Hey.
Welcome everyone, and this is my audience. Hello everyone, my name is Teresa Pingley, and today I'm going to talk about sexual assault in the military. I regard this as a social problem, having experienced it myself. It was my first night at my first duty station. I went to a party having never played drinking games before and hadn't been warned about what they can lead to. The sexual assault following my drinking has led to challenges in forgiving my attacker, forgiving myself for the choices I made, and it challenged my relationship with God. If an individual has preventative knowledge that will help someone else to avoid dangers, they should share it. I know the dangers, and so I'm responsible to share with others. Through sharing this information, they'll be good at what was bad. God doesn't waste an experience. So, let me ask you a question. What would you do if I were to tell you that someone you loved in the military had gone to a party, drank heavily, and had been sexually assaulted? What would you do?
I would.
Military sexual assault, also called military sexual trauma, and the involvement of alcohol. The problematic situation in the military did not begin with the tailhook scandal in 1991, as many people believe. It started long before and is now ongoing. An article found on USA Today showed that last year 3,158 sexual assaults were reported by men and women serving in all the branches of the armed forces here in America. They go on to say that the Department of Defense estimates that fewer than 14% of assaults were reported. The U.S. Army Sexual Assault Prevention and Response Program reports that more than half of the sexual assaults reported involved the use of alcohol. They go on to state the main portion of assaults occurred in the barracks, caused by junior enlisted or non-commissioned officers. In many of the cases throughout the years, little to nothing was done to the person who assaulted. However, there is a solution. A great way to remember this solution is to remember the word CODA. K-O-D-A. Knowledge, open doors, and actions. Throughout the past years, there has been a greater proactive approach in reference to military sexual trauma, including SHARPS, sexual harassment, assault response and prevention, and sex signal training, which gives guidelines for propriety and to know what a prosecutable offense is, as stated by McIlvaine. Open doors is the next area. To know that the superior they come to will be listening and looking out for their best interest. Rob McIlvaine states that is the reason they implemented SARTs, which is the Sexual Assault Response Coordinators, and VAs, or Victim Advocates. Many soldiers do not feel comfortable talking to their superiors and are afraid they will be reprimanded or have no action taken. There need to be stricter command accountabilities and implementations of safeguards in this area. James Kitfield also states, even today there have been cases where if someone reported MST or were seen for post-traumatic stress disorder, they would be moved or discharged. The last section we will cover is action. When soldiers go to an NCO or some other individual to tell them about the MST, they have already overcome a number of fears to reach this point. What they really need is to know that they've been heard. Those who hear them should walk with them through the process and support them. MST is not just a military problem, it is also a civilian one. Many of our sons and daughters, nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles are in the military and serve there. They are a part of our family. In conclusion, military sexual trauma has been an issue for many years. Last year, there were 3,158 reported incidents of MST within the U.S. military. Just under 14% of MST is believed to be reported, and half of them involve the use of alcohol. Knowledge, open doors, and actions are a solution to the problem. So what will you do with the information given you today? Will you let your loved ones know about the dangers? Ultimately, the choice is up to you. Many of the cases of MST could have been avoided if soldiers had been given CODA. Knowledge, open doors, and actions. So in conclusion, in addition to that, I want to ask you what you're going to do. You have a couple options. So here's some ideas that I had. One, you can label it as meaningless or junk and throw it in the garbage next to the door on the way out. You could label it as interesting and file it somewhere in the back of your mind where only dust resides. Or you could see this information as useful and make an effort in the future to support our troops by imparting the knowledge you've been given today. I thank you for your time, and may God bless you.